What's up, buddy? I'm doing good. Still don't know how to sound enthusiastic when I say that because it feels so forced. Why did I say Now I'm gonna have to cut that out and it's gonna be so much effort and I'm getting better at looking at the camera too, isn't that exciting? Today, I wanted to talk about, 5 great things about college that nobody ever talks about. Everyone's always like, oh, you get to move out and, parties and stuff like that. Or, I don't know. That's what I hear mostly, is, moving out and freedom or whatever, going to pee whenever you want. But, I really want to talk about the things that not everybody talks about and that aren't necessarily dependent on moving out, because in today's economy, that's not happening as much, so we can avoid student loans like me. You know, I had to wait and collect some scholarship money before I had money to live on my own for a few years without working full-time. And that's my entire financial history. Hope you enjoyed listening to that. Reason number one. Singular. Reason number 1 is that you can wear whatever you want. Now, I know a lot of people talk about this and stuff like that, and they're like, but you can wear whatever you want. There are people wearing things that don't have sleeves. Honestly, I could probably get away wearing this and no one would care. There's no ban on short shorts when it's June and everybody is warm. We're not worried about seeing your shoulders. Nothing distracts us anymore, apparently, now that we're really focused scholars. Everybody talks about, expressing yourself with clothes as, a buzzword, and they really say, with uniform, student can't express themselves. But, when you're young, you're not really expressing yourself with what you're wearing anyways. It's usually just, what you own, because you're not buying clothes. But by the time you're an adult, or what people consider an adult, I don't know if all college students classify as such, but you really do have, stuff that fits your fashion independently. Can we talk about everything I'm wearing right now? And so, being able to express yourself through your appearance is way more fun, especially considering I'm about to enter, you're about to enter the office world, or other people are about to enter the office world. I'm staying in academia forever. I love her. And then not really have that privilege. So it's great to do it while you're young and hot, you know? I'm gonna have to cut so much of that. Number 2 is that the electives are super interesting. You know, in high school there were a lot of electives, or at least where I went to and a lot of other places that people tell me about. The electives were sort of throwaway classes where you just stuffed kids and they weren't in math or English, which is I guess to a certain degree there are some classes like that, every college usually has a class they make freshmen take that's not mandatory, they just pretend it is, where they teach you how to do homework and study and stuff like that. Yeah, if your advisor tries to convince you that it's mandatory, what they're actually doing is giving you a fluff class so you don't fail out in your first semester and mess up their rating. Which is honestly, you should probably just take the fluff class. I know that it's going to be the most boring thing on the planet, but you can just skip it all the time. You don't have to go. And, that's going to be number 3, is skipping. Really, the electives are fun and interesting. I'm taking a creative writing elective, and, a lot of specific things within writing you always feel are by the wayside. Your English teacher maybe talked about it in high school, but now you can take a whole class that costs money because it has so much information and a really, professional professor, but a really educated professor on the subject, and you can carbo load on some information. Quick ad break. They're not an ad, obviously, because I'm just partnered with these people. I'm not being paid to advertise, and I would have to disclose that. I know that. I can read at the FCC. I promise I can read, and it doesn't have to be in Twitter slang. But here, I think, here, I'm going to say it's here, and I'm going to be confident in that. Or here. If I got it wrong, whoops. There's going to be a little video of me with the pin, and that pin is also available from the Change Project. And I didn't talk about the Change Project as much last time, but it's also another fun part of college where you have time to do things. Not necessarily a lot of time to do things, you won't be sleeping too much, but you can function in the middle of the day like adults. What's so exciting about the Change Project is that it's not they forward I honestly don't know the slogan, but the mission statement or whatever. It's to forward the lives of LGBTQ people through the arts and representation and culture and stuff like that. But they also support charities that are a little bit more concrete, which is not to say the first thing is not excellent and amazing and fun. It's just, or fun. but like important. It's just also to say that they do give scholarships to people that need top surgery, or scholarships might not be the wrong word, but you can sign up for Top Notch and like apply for scholarships for that. And the Changemakers is a really fun program to like get to network with other queer people. So like they do stuff, so you should support them or apply to be a change maker like me. It's super great. Remember, say I referred you. Link is down there. It's definitely down there. It's not going to be up unless everything changes and the world ends. Reason number 3 and or 4 and or 5, you can skip a class. Like, you don't have to go. There are times that I would like wake up in the morning and, okay, there weren't times where I would wake up in the morning and decide not to go because I passed school. So I guess I was a little misleading there, but now you can skip responsibly. So all those times in high school where there were no reason for you to go to class because you were ahead on the homework or whatever, now you can just not go. And some classes, great attendance, but not to the degree where you need to be there every day. Like, a lot of freshmen have a fluff class, and you don't have to go. You just don't have to. Like, science classes don't grade your attendance. As long as you're doing well in the lab and stuff like that, you're fine. I texted my psych professor once. I was like, yo, I need to take a personal day. I specified, like, I had perfect attendance all semester, and it was like the last week of school. And I'm like, I can't drive out to school today. You're the only class I have. Can I just skip it and do homework? I promise I'll finish your final early in exchange. And she was like, yep, go for it, dude. She sent me memes. I texted her on New Year's Eve. And number 4, the most dangerous thing to a high school teacher is a student realizing that if they don't listen to anything you say, nothing that bad happens. Like, obviously don't break laws or whatever, but like, if you go to the bathroom or like don't go to class or like come in late, nothing that bad happens. Like, maybe you get suspended. And even then, after high school, that suspension doesn't matter. Like, maybe you won't get into Harvard. And even then, if you were ever going to get into Harvard, a suspension isn't going to stop you. Like, I'm going to take a quick break to let my cat in the room. I'll be back after this jump cut. He's about to totally run away from me, but I just look at Jupiter. Okay, bye. He was meowing at my door, so I know he wanted in. Aww. This video is now gay because my cat is gay. I saw that on the gay teen subreddit and I thought it was amazing. But yeah. Every high school teacher will be like, college professors won't accept this. And it's like, to a certain degree they're right. Like, late work has got to stop, and then being all poo-hooey and like calling your mom when you're failing a class after not doing anything. Like, you don't pass for free in college. It's definitely a thing that you take for granted in high school. Like, if you go to a class and you do the things, you're just gonna pass. But in college, that's not necessarily true. You have to put effort into it. But also, like, if you're turning in your assignments when they're due and you're not, like, I don't know, like, belly dancing in the middle of class, like, your professors don't give a shit, or give a heck. Your professors don't care, like, about how well you're behaving or whatever. And also, those teachers that are like, you must call me Mr. blah blah blah, like, yeah, they're gonna be like, yo, I have 3 doctorate. I remember, I'm not going to say her real name, but my psych professor, the first day that she walked into class, this was an honors class too, so I guess that's kind of different. She wrote down her personal cell phone number on the board, like, to iMessage her, and she's like, send me pictures of your dogs, which, I'd like to preface that this wasn't, like, inappropriate, like, it was, optional if we were going to text her or not, so, like, she didn't ask for our numbers, you know, just clarifying if someone, like, on the board finds this, but, and then also, she was like, now, I have, like, a few doctorates, but you can just call me, like, first name. Like, she's like, you can just call me Karen, you know? She's like, the only person that has to call me Dr. Smith, you know? The only person that has to call me Dr. Smith is my brother, for, like, personal reasons. And I just thought that was insane, and also relatable. Like, the only person that's ever gonna have to call me by, like, my PhD title is gonna be Miles. Number 5 is everyone is so friendly. Like, okay, now I can hear the comments being like, not everyone is so friendly, blah, 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 blah. And, like, you don't hear about this. Like, you don't hear about people being friendly, because anyone that complains about people on the internet is the problem. It's not that everyone around them isn't friendly, it's that they're unfriendly. So maybe if you want to complain about people on the internet being the worst, you are the problem. If everyone else is the problem, you're the problem, sorry. As a rule, maybe you're just the only person on Earth who's persecuted. You know, you're the second coming of Christ. But as a rule, I like to think that everybody's actually really friendly, especially around the first few weeks of classes, because you definitely want to have a friend in your class that's going to share notes with you or whatever. And, you know, everyone, now they're old enough to understand basic politeness, and you may have got this at your first job or whatever, or you worked at a restaurant and there were, like, some weird dudes that worked there, just because weird dudes exist, you know, and, like, everyone's just nice to them, instead of in high school being, like, outright the worst. So if you're, like, a weird person in high school and everyone's kind of, like, nasty to you for no reason, just because you're weird, that ends in college. Everyone, if they don't like you, they just silently tolerate you, or they politely tolerate you, even better. And anyone that didn't even dislike you in the first place is gonna be your friend actively. It's great. Everyone's friends. Like, that one, there's this one BuzzFeed video where they're like, high school you versus college you, and high school kid has, like, one best friend, like Daria and Jane's situation. If anyone gets that reference, thank you for existing. And then in college, it's like everyone's surrounded and you have tons of friends, which is true. You're just gonna make more friends because everyone's way more down to make friends. Everyone's gay in college. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not really. So I'd just like to end the video now, please, at some point, by shouting out my next artist. It's gonna be Mary Hale, which I know sounds fake as hell because she's Mary Hale and she films a lot of stuff for me, like we've been besties forever. But she did comment buddy on the recent Instagram post, so she was eligible, and I promise it's not always going to be like this interbreeding of cross promotion. But if you want to buy her paintings in the Chattanooga area or for shipping, I don't know what her shipping is going on, or any other art she does, because she's a full-time artist now, which is kind of crazy. Love her job. I want her job. And student. She's a full-time student too, but whatever. You can check her out at the link I'm going to put in the description. And whatever silly picture of her I have that plays with the music, sorry Mary. And that's going to be a bye-bye.
Okay, quick update. I was teaching myself We Are Never Getting Back Together on guitar, real casually, Sunday evening activity, you know. And then I watched Mary's video about her 5 favorite YouTubers, and then she shouted me out at the end and told people to watch my video and comment on it and shit. So, one, if you're one of those people, hi, yo, it gets worse. And if you're not one of those people and you're one of my people, like all 5 of them, I put an extra link in the description for you to go stalk her or whatever, and go to that video and say I sent you, and we'll have a little competition. And obviously, I will, like, post your social media in my next video for all 5 others. You know, you get the idea. LOL, bye.